Hi everyone, this is Donata Guerra of Bordeaux Lane Studio. I've been wanting to return to do a video about the ancient Roman mythological inspiration for my jewelry and art. And today we're centering on the image of the Roman deity Janus, the god of portals and entries. Now you may have noticed the logo of a particular film distribution company, Janus Films, which shows the image of Janus as he's typically represented, two profiles of a man looking to right and left. And I wanted to begin up here showing you this beautiful watercolor by the artist Lynn Wogan out of Holly Springs, North Carolina. And she's joined me in being inspired by this ancient Roman depiction. And here you see the breathtaking colors she's created and the well-delineated profiles. Now, Janus has always been depicted as the two-faced entity, looking forward and backward as befits his place as the god of all beginnings and transitions. Now, beardless, he represents a young man, or bearded, an older man. And Lynn thinks that we live in a time of interesting, significant transition, and she's created a few other images that I will show you later in this video. Now, my interest in the image of Janus started with a Roman coin, and the coin itself was created in 102 BC, and I've used it as the basis of this bezel pendant. And on the front, you see the young man looking into the future and back into the past. Now back to the word Janus, the spelling in Latin is Janus, and they would have pronounced it Janus. And in his name we see the origin of the word January, the first month of the calendar. Now the name derives from several origins. He was the animistic spirit of the doorway, and the words for doorway the word was Janui, pronounced Janui and spelled Januae, or the spirit of archways, Jani, pronounced Yani. And part of the myth of Janus involved a son, Tiberinus, the god of Rome's Tiber River. So the obverse of his coin depicted an ancient Roman galley, and it was on the water, the Tiber River, with the inscription Roma on the bottom. And Janus was regarded as the god presiding over the wharves of the Tiber, which were known as portus, and we have the word port coming from that, as well as the city gates, the portae, Portae, and we derive the word portal from that. But in times of war, the gates of the city over which he presided were open, and he guarded all of those who came in and went out. Also, the ship that appears on the obverse of the coin, I think the interesting thing about this is that it is a perfect visual metaphor for this period of time, for our condition. It speaks of transitions as we move through time and space, our experience of transitions, the progression of our undertakings, ideas, and creativities. And with my bezel pendants, I always include an 18-inch chain, and you can order this one at my amazon.com/handmade/Bordeaux Lane Studio site. Now, I can't resist mentioning that I'm showing atop my beautiful high school book of Virgil's Aeneid. I took 4 years of Latin at Ursuline Academy in Wilmington, Delaware, and enjoyed the exploration of Roman culture, history, and mythology. And there's one more image I wanted to show you. This is a pendant that I create and that has many owners. And this is another, see, these are two different coins. So this coin image of Janus, this is the one I use as the basis for my paintings, and then the obverse side. And then the image on the watercolor I did depicts the profiles of the beardless young man looking into future and into the past. And I thought I would depict it with the silver of a coin, but also the laurel leaves in his hair jumped out at me, so I really had to use some color with those laurel leaves. Here's another one I did, the depiction of both sides of the coin. And I did, I believe, a more female appearance in the left profile. And I'll get into some of this when I show you Lynn's artwork, because she does believe in maybe including depictions of women too, because we are the other half of humanity. And then of course there's the prow of the ship. And then Janus is present in many sculptures throughout the world. You can find some of them in the Vatican Museum in Vienna, many places in Italy. And with this profile here, it reminds me a little bit more of a Greek look to it. So I wanted to just add, again, the origins of the word, that he's depicted with two faces, in which case he's known as Janus Geminus, and there's that Latin again, the word for twin in Latin, Gemini Geminus, or as Janus Bifrons, and Bifrons, of course, is two frontal, so there we have the correspondence between Latin and English, and sometimes with four faces as Janus Quadriphons, and that you would find in archways or probably somewhere near the temple of Janus that was extant in Rome. And as we look at these images, we shouldn't forget that Janus was quite unique compared to other Roman deities. The Roman deities we all know of were based on the Greek equivalent. So you would have Aphrodite giving rise to Venus, Athena to Minerva, Poseidon to Neptune, Zeus to Jupiter, etc., etc. But Janus was the chief deity of Rome at its earliest period and has no Greek predecessor. He probably originated in the Etruscan deity Ani, and these people predated the Romans. And even earlier, he originated in ancient Mesopotamian Akkadian sources. He was called Anu, and in combination with the name Janus, we arrive at Januarius, or January. And then I'd like to end with Lynn's depiction of the coin in two other manners. I was speaking of the woman and the man. The woman here is looking into the future, the man into the past, and she has these beautiful colors in the surround. And then a magnificent vertical depiction here with the bearded man, a woman who looks quite a bit older. She would be the typical Roman matron, and a glorious burst of color around the coin itself. And again, you can find her artwork. You can contact Lynn through Sunheart Art if you want to get hold of any of these works of hers, and you can contact me through Bordeaux Lane Studio. Thank you for joining me for this exploration of ancient Roman culture, mythology, and Latin language. Bye-bye.